Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
Was Liu Yuning's barefaced birthday livestream a fail, or the most human moment of his career? On January 7, 2026, Liu Yuning didn't just celebrate his birthday. He unintentionally staged one of the most talked about livestream moments in recent Chinese entertainment. A moment that began with a simple question and ended with a quiet cultural statement. More than 50 million viewers flooded into his birthday livestream. But instead of opening with blessings, cake emojis, or sweet words, the comments section went straight for the jugular. Brother, you didn't turn on the beauty filter, did you? In an era where flawless skin is a default setting and livestream filters are treated like basic manners, this was not a harmless question. It was a public appearance trial held in real time. For a brief second, the atmosphere froze. And then Liu Yuning smiled. Am I really that ugly now? Just one sentence, calm, humorous, slightly self-mocking, and the entire tone of the livestream flipped. What could have become a brutal appearance judgment instantly transformed into a comedy stage. Laughter replaced scrutiny. Warmth replaced tension. But this moment wasn't accidental. It was classic Liu Yuning. A birthday livestream that refused to be a red carpet. As the livestream continued, Liu casually admitted the truth. He was wearing nothing more than a thin layer of BB cream. No heavy makeup. No aggressive lighting. No digital perfection. And the reason? Because this is my birthday, he explained. Not an award ceremony. To Liu Yuning, a birthday livestream wasn't a performance. It was a conversation. A chance to sit down with fans like neighbors sharing tea. Not like a celebrity standing under blinding spotlights. In a world obsessed with polish and packaging, Liu did something quietly rebellious. He let the filters fall. What fans saw wasn't a carefully constructed idol image, but a slightly tired, unguarded, very real man. More like the guy next door than a distant star. And strangely enough, that honesty didn't push people away. Pulled them closer, turning self-mockery into emotional armor. As comments continued to swirl, Liu leaned fully into humor. He joked that doing a full makeup routine on himself would probably require 4 pounds of foundation. He laughed at his own appearance, then suddenly asked, half serious, half teasing, "Have you ever heard people call singers ugly?" It sounded like a joke, but underneath was clarity. Liu Yuning understands his position. He knows that as a singer-actor, his value doesn't begin and end with facial perfection. He knows where he stands and he's comfortable there. This wasn't insecurity disguised as comedy. It was confidence that no longer needs armor. An unexpected stand against appearance anxiety. Then came the moment that changed the emotional direction of the livestream. Liu spoke about health. Not weight. Not body shape. Not aesthetics. Health. He shared that his current focus is fitness and physical well-being. Not extreme dieting or punishing routines designed to chase camera-friendly thinness. In an industry where paper-thin bodies are praised and exhaustion is normalized, this was a rare statement. I work out for my health, he said. Not to starve myself for roles. It wasn't loud activism. It wasn't a lecture. But it was powerful. Without preaching, Liu Yuning pushed back against a toxic standard, simply by refusing to obey it. The moment fans truly felt protected. The most emotional part of the livestream didn't come from jokes or laughter. It came when Liu drew a clear line. You can joke about me, he said calmly. Our tastes are different, that's fine. Then his tone changed. But if anyone dares to look down on my fans, that's not okay. In that moment, the relationship between Liu Yuning and his audience became unmistakably clear. This wasn't a hierarchy. This wasn't idol and worshippers. This was family. I can be criticized, he implied. But my people are not negotiable. For fans, that sentence meant everything. Why this livestream mattered more than it seemed. On the surface, this was just a birthday livestream. Few jokes. Some teasing. A viral quote. But underneath, it reflected a deeper shift in modern celebrity culture. Perfection is losing its power. Authenticity is becoming currency. Humor is a form of emotional intelligence. Respect matters more than image. Liu Yuning didn't fail his barefaced moment. He redefined it. By choosing honesty over illusion, humor over defense, and values over vanity, He reminded millions of viewers of something simple and deeply needed. A perfect face fades, a healthy body matters, and a sincere, grounded soul is what truly stays. In the end, this wasn't about looks. This live stream wasn't a story about filters. It wasn't even about appearance. It was about how a public figure chooses to stand in front of the world. Liu Yuning stood there, unpolished, relaxed, laughing at himself, and told everyone without saying it directly, "You don't have to be perfect to be loved." And perhaps that's why, long after the live stream ended, this birthday moment stayed with people far longer than any flawless image ever could. When the camera turned off, the message stayed. When the live stream finally ended, the screen went dark. But the conversation didn't stop. Clips were reposted. Quotes were pulled out of context, then carefully placed back in. Comments flooded social media platforms, not arguing about Liu Yuning's looks, but about something far more unexpected. Why does this feel comforting? That was the strange aftertaste of this birthday live stream. It didn't leave people excited. It left them calm. In a digital world that constantly screams, "Be thinner, be younger, be flawless," Liu Yuning had quietly done the opposite. He slowed everything down. He allowed imperfection to exist in real time. And instead of collapsing under scrutiny, he laughed. Not because he didn't care, but because he had already made peace with himself. That peace was contagious. The power of not fighting back. Most celebrities are trained to respond to appearance-related comments in one of two ways. Deflect professionally, smile, ignore, move on. Overcorrect visually, stronger makeup, heavier filters next time. Liu Yuning chose a third option. He stayed. He didn't turn on filters midstream. He didn't rush to explain himself. He didn't attempt to fix the moment. Instead, he let the moment breathe. By refusing to fight back, he stripped the criticism of its power. What remained wasn't judgment, it was humanity. And that's why the livestream felt less like content and more like a shared experience. Why fans felt like they were seen. Many viewers later admitted something surprising. They weren't watching Liu Yuning anymore. They were watching themselves. In his casual jokes about aging, fatigue, and appearance, people saw their own insecurities reflected, the ones they usually hide behind filters, angles, and edited photos. When Liu joked, "Am I really that ugly now?" it echoed the question millions of ordinary people silently ask themselves every day. And when he laughed instead of panicking, it felt like permission. Permission to exist without apology. Permission to show up as you are. Permission to stop performing. That's why fans didn't just feel entertained. They felt understood. A celebrity who refuses to be untouchable. There is something quietly radical about a star who refuses to be untouchable. Liu Yuning didn't elevate himself above his audience that night. He stepped down, not to diminish himself, but to meet them at eye level. He didn't say, "I'm confident because I'm famous." He said, "I'm okay because I'm human." That distinction matters. In modern fandom culture, where parasocial relationships can easily slide into emotional distance, Liu did the opposite. He narrowed the gap. He treated fans not as spectators, but as companions in the same messy reality. The silent redefinition of masculinity. There was another layer to this livestream that many didn't immediately notice. Liu Yuning didn't perform traditional celebrity masculinity. Dominance, perfection, control. Instead, he showed emotional flexibility, comfort with vulnerability, confidence without aggression. He joked about his looks without self-hatred. He spoke about health without shame. He protected his fans without arrogance. This was not the masculinity of intimidation. It was the masculinity of emotional security. And that perhaps is why the moment resonated so deeply. What this moment will be remembered for. Years from now, people may not remember what Liu Yuning wore that day. They may not remember how his skin looked under the lights. But they will remember this. A celebrity who didn't panic under scrutiny. A man who chose humor over defense. A public figure who valued health over image. An artist who protected his fans without hesitation. This wasn't a viral moment manufactured by controversy. It was a moment created by character. In a world of filters, he chose truth. At the end of the day, Liu Yuning's birthday livestream didn't go viral because he looked perfect. It went viral because he didn't try to be. In a time when the internet constantly asks people to upgrade themselves, Liu Yuning quietly offered another option. You are allowed to exist, exactly as you are. And sometimes that message is far more powerful than any filter could ever be. The quiet climax. When no one was trying to impress. There was no dramatic confession. No tirfel monologue. No perfectly timed background music. And yet this was the moment when everything peaked. Because the most powerful thing Liu Yuning did that night was stop trying to impress anyone. He didn't correct the camera angle. He didn't ask for better lighting. He didn't rush to explain or prove himself. He simply stayed exactly as he was. And in that stillness something shifted. For the first time in a long while, the live stream didn't feel like a performance. Felt like a pause. A rare moment where both the person on screen and the people watching were allowed to breathe. No judgment. No comparison. No competition. Just presence. Why this moment hit harder than any perfect image. Perfection excites us but only briefly. What stays is recognition. In Liu Yuning's relaxed smile, people saw permission. In his self-mockery they saw safety. In his honesty they saw relief. Because deep down, everyone watching knew the truth. If even someone standing under millions of eyes can say, "I'm fine like this," then maybe, just maybe, they can say it too. This wasn't about a celebrity being confident. It was about a human being at peace. And peace is rare. The unspoken question he answered for millions. No one asked it directly, but every viewer carried the same silent question. If I show up as I really am, will I still be accepted? Liu Yuning didn't answer with words. He answered by existing. Unfiltered. Unprotected. Unapologetic. And the audience stayed. They didn't leave. They didn't turn away. They leaned in. Maybe the future of celebrities isn't about becoming more perfect. Maybe it's about becoming more real. Maybe the next generation of stars won't be remembered for flawless faces, but for moments when they made people feel less alone. That night, Liu Yuning didn't just celebrate another year of life. He gave millions of people something quieter and far more valuable. A moment of calm. A moment of honesty. A moment where nobody had to pretend. And in a world obsessed with being seen, that might be the most unforgettable gift of all. If you stayed until the end, maybe this story wasn't really about Liu Yuning. Maybe it was about you. And if it was, thank you for being here.